Story.
Sierra Leone last year launched its redenominated currency, removing the 3 zeros on the leones, but keeping the value. The move was praised by some set of people with high expectations, while others say it was not timely, neither visible. The policy kicked off with an intention to remove all the old leones as legal tenders before November 30th, 2022, but it was extended to 1st April 2023. Just a few weeks to the set date, another press release came from the Bank of Sierra Leone extending the date from 1st April 2023 to 31st December 2023, which means the old loans will cease to be a legal tender on 1st January 2024 if the date is not extended again. Senior economist Mohamed Ibrahim Ganawa says the country got it wrong in terms of policy sequencing.
So basically, as an economist, I think that is where we got it wrong as a country. You know, I keep on saying, in policy management, rolling out of policies, you have A, B, C, D. You can't do D, leaving A, B, C, and at the end of the day, after having some issues with D, then you want to come back to A and that of B. So what I was expecting the central bank to do is for them, firstly, to go into what we refer to as what? Trying to digitalize the country's and monetary sector, try to make sure we have proper financial inclusion. The national switch has been in progress for the past 10 years now. That should have been something that should have worked on, bring it on board, so that the shadow money, people say go to the bank, they don't have money, the bank is not having money. It's because every other Sierra Leonean want to be working with cash. So they should have tried as much as they can to settle all of those areas, working alongside the fiscal components so that we will increase productivity. The complaint in this country is not basically too much on redenomination, it's because of the welfare management. People are complaining about what obtains in their day-to-day survival.
2 months after the redenomination, Bank Governor in an interview said it was too early to judge the impact on the economy, but agrees that the transition mechanism is too slow.
We have been in redenomination how many months? 2 months now?
Yes.
Almost going to 3.
Yes, almost going to 3.
Almost going to 3. It is too early for us to really talk about the impact on the economy. That's one. But we saw some impacts immediately because people accepted the currency when we launched. We saw a slight stabilization even in the exchange rate.
Yes.
When this economy has a shock to the money system, it takes 9 months for things to move all the way back to its long-run equilibrium. So the transmission mechanism is very slow in this country.
Every policy has its implication, and one of the steps perhaps taken by the Bank of Sierra Leone is to extend the dates and allow the 2 currencies in circulation to avoid a situation of unavailability of cash like the case of Nigeria.
So whenever we set policies, we put policies in place or implement policies, we are expecting to have what we refer to as a positive or negative outcome. So there are times it will be negative in the short run, but in the long run it is going to be what we refer to as a positive outcome. So the central bank, in their wisdom, they've noticed that what they were planning, the intended purpose for the redenomination, is not getting the required result that was expected at the beginning. So what is happening now, instead of them to have a situation like we have now in Nigeria, where we have so many problems around people getting funds from the bank, because the deadline is coming closer and we are yet to get sufficient new loan in the market to change the narrative. So that is why they decided to put it as a point of stopgap measure in order for them to say, okay, our new extended date now will be on the 31st of December, which means by January 2024, we'll be looking at a new loans all over.
Another challenge of the currency redenomination was public education and public expectations.
Right. So one of them is that people are thinking that with the redenomination will now be looking at a single-digit inflation, where inflation should not be so much persistent as it is now. We are over 10% inflation, which is telling on the status quo in terms of our welfare management.
What people were expecting. I think because of all of these economists that came out to tell people what redenomination was going to do or not do. People created expectations that we never put out. One of the key things I told this country was that I was trying to reset the monetary computer or cell phone, wipe out the zeros, and hope that going forward, we will take economic policies that will make sure that we don't get viruses again.
Their own management in terms of sensitization is really not doing well. So many individuals in this country are yet to get the full understanding of the redenomination of the new leaves.
The negation of a vegetable seller at salad ground is an evidence that indeed some people lack knowledge on the new loans.
Well, we don't know about that new money. Because the new money or the old money are not the same difference we see. See that new money, they want it, and not sabi ourselves.
Some of the challenges responsible for the economy, according to bank governor, is the COVID-19 and the Russia-Ukraine war.
So with the economic crisis being created by COVID and now the war in
Ukraine and Russia?
Yes. People started flying to safety, demanding more dollars worldwide. Simply put, there has been disruptions in the world supply chain to the point that things that we used to just get very easily are no longer there and they are becoming expensive. World prices are rising. We are a small country. The small country assumption is in economics is that you are a price taker. We cannot go and negotiate prices. So when the world price rises of anything, it impacts us directly.
The world's economy is at crossroads, and Sierra Leone, like many other countries, is feeling the weight of the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war on its economy. Proponents of currency redenomination believe it is a good policy if properly implemented. But what ordinary Sierra Leoneans care about is how inflation is controlled.
So they are big. 30,000 and they per mine, so idea, the pepper, Maggi, with the other things there. It's less. The per mine I be the ban 7,000 for pints. But right now 13,000 per mine. Oil, I be the ban almost 8,000. Now the ban 13,000 for the pints. The rest I be they buy 3,000 now na 4,000. How they measure this? They complain say they get small. They say Uber not so fault. At the dollar. At the dollar.
Now let me say we get like 10,000. Need it satisfied. You understand? And pass it by like then 15, 20,000 before you know say you don't eat. Because like how things they go up. And so it is hard for we. Because like we know the handbook, we know small we they get. So the strain, it affects we. You see, that's not it what they say. Because if the dollars are more, because if the dollar don't go up past mark, it affects you all. You see, because that person if you don't go buy your market too, then back will make your income. So if you look inside it, it's okay for its own price. So we only layman then how they strain, how they suffer.
It's not easy because like where you want to they say dollar. Because the dollar, where you want to they say dollar na 2,100,000.
For Balu and others, they really don't care much about currency redenomination, but how prices of basic commodities are reduced and how they can use what they have to get their basic needs. However, the bank governor of Sierra Leone, Professor Kallon, clearly stated that
The world has become very difficult. As much and as hard as we have tried to mitigate the impact of what is going on, certain things are beyond our control because we are a small country. Let's all pray for this war to end. Let's all pray for COVID to disappear so that the world economy will move back to where it is supposed to be. And then we can use our own way of trying to help make things better for this country.
Redemption, they say, is not beneath anyone, but for the bank governor, it will be an uphill battle, and maybe Professor Kallon may have impressed his supporters, holding his ground and keeping his cool with all the public lashing. But his critics say there was an absence of details in what he promised, as Sierra Leoneans hope to see an improvement in the economy. Joseph Johnson, AYV News, Freetown.
Many thanks to Joseph Johnson for that report. The bank governor will be